We are now 5 episodes into Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger, which doesn't actually feel like a lot when I say it out loud. But regardless, I think I am starting to get a feel for the show, at least. I don't know about you, but I think I am. So, this episode, for those who saw it, which I hope is all of you, because I spoil things, had a little more of Towa and Bamba. We're getting more of a feel for our green and our black now that they are becoming more part of the team. They're not necessarily fully integrated. That looks like next episode, but getting more out of them. We are seeing a nicer side of Towa. There's a puppy, and he's nice to the puppy, and you know what? That's a pretty easy way to win me over. We get more Bamba, and he's starting to hint at possibly the nature of his seriousness, talking about how kindness can cost people, which is an interesting perspective, and I'm very curious about what I assume is loss in the lives of those two, especially because it came up in the context of Master Red dying, and I think there's got to be something deeper going on for, if not both of them, at least Bamba. Maybe Towa doesn't know or was too young to remember. Maybe parents or masters died. I'm not really sure, but there are some layers they're building. We see Bamba try to kill someone. Again, I thought maybe he'd be done with that now, but hey, here we are. We have, Towa getting hurt and that brotherly instinct coming out very quickly, very energetically and fervently. And, man, that was an ending. That was some Kyoryuger sing and dance with us after the commercials if I ever saw some. Wow. But overall, I think this was a really good episode that, like I said, I think has given me a feel for where this show is going right now. This show has not been plot heavy. You had your episode 1 exposition, and that's about it. But I think this show has been doing a good job of being a character-driven show so far. I feel like each episode I am learning at least something about, if not more than one, at least one character, and it feels substantial, and I am getting to know them more and more. And while you could also say, well, it's the early show, you need to get to know them more, not every show does that well. And I am enjoying my time with these characters. With only 5 episodes in, I like getting to know them, I like spending time with them, and that right now is propelling me and making me enjoy this show. It is not focusing on toy stuff immediately, which is great. There may be a point in the show where it's time to hunt down the dinosaurs. Dime Volcano coming up soon could lead into that. That's very possible. But it doesn't feel like it's going to be a show about hunting down Ryusouls, which is good. Right now, it's just a show about fighting the Druidon and the Minosaurs, which is basic, but the people who are doing it are keeping me invested, and I think that is the key here. Just other notes about the episode. I think we're also getting more villain character, which I'm enjoying. Tank Joe, again, he's not the deepest, most interesting character. He's big, he's evil, he's confident, and when he got beaten down, he did not feel good about it. I don't really know what the whole earthquake power deal was. I know the Druidon are technically from Earth, and I guess that's a thing they can do, and maybe other Druidon generals will harness, I don't know, other natural forces or disasters. That'd be a cool motif, if I'm being honest, but that felt a little weird, but, made for some cool stakes, I guess. I like Creon. Creon is showing a lot of personality, and knowing, just from the hints we're getting, that Creon's probably the only villain who's going to be in the whole show, I'm very intrigued. I want to know if Creon is going to become a big bad and get really sinister and evil like they do with sometimes the quote-unquote child villain, or if he's going to stay the same the whole time, which I think could be equally interesting. From an aesthetic side of things, we get to see a few more Ryusouls in action. I like how versatile they are. The Answer Soul was interesting. That would be really cool if they can maybe incorporate that in some more intricate plots later, if there's any like kind of mystery episodes or really deceptive episodes, that could be a really cool tool to use later on. It could also maybe be like a Deus Ex Machina for some things, but it's novel, and I appreciate that. The action felt really good. The coordination of a lot of the fights was really cool. I really enjoyed when all 5 of them assembled for the one big fight, and each of them already had their kind of like signature soul equipped, like the surprise wait soul extend soul combo from Pink and Blue against Tank Joe was a cool thing. I think like Black and Green have a really good dynamic where Green is zooming all around while Black just takes the hits and then hits things, but you know, he does it well. But no, I really enjoyed the choreography this time. I thought they did some really cool stuff with the sword work. I think that is a continuous strength, is that by having the combat be very focused on like the singular weapon they all use, a lot of the movement feels very interesting, a lot of hand changing, grip changing, just well put together and well directed action. I think the show has come into its own in that regard very quickly. This was probably the first episode where the mecha action wasn't super impressive, in just that Mirror Needle makes Kishiryu bulky. It is a stronger defensive form. It kind of attacks with like these like sumo slap style punches almost. I mean, it probably is sumo slap considering that's sort of its pre-fight transformation pose. It's a good thing to have. Knowing we're about to get 5 nights, I won't necessarily miss it if it goes away pretty quickly. Though I do stand by my idea that if we get some like character focused episodes, I think it would be good if that character gets to make their formation of Kishiryu the spotlight in the fight to kind of hammer that home. And from the preview of 5 nights, we do know that they have at least filmed, you know, stock standing poses for the blue and pink combinations. So they're all there ready to go, which is cool. Tank Joe not dying was nice. I'd like him to do a little bit. He might die next episode. I don't know. 5 nights is going to wreck him probably. He reminds me kind of the first main villain in Magi Ranger, if you've watched that. I don't remember his name. He was just kind of there to be menacing and then die. That's about what he did. So my guess, if previous Sentai is anything to go off of, is that whatever the next main villain that appears in will probably be more of a schemer, not a big, brutish, hit things kind of guy. Not to say Tank Joe's like dumb or anything. There's an intelligence to him for sure, but I think we'll see someone who's more of a puppet master or a deceptive character, something just to contrast who we have right now. And if Tank Joe does survive, that'll be cool to finally give him another villain to have a dynamic with, because he and Kreon don't have a lot going on, although it was kind of funny to see Kreon just being mad in the woods about how Tank Joe sucks, and then he's right there. He's just like, you wanna say that again? But I do think, you know, the cliffhanger was strong. You know, even though we know everyone's going to be okay, it was a really strong note, especially to get Bamba so emotional, who, you know, I think is going to be one of the more stoic characters, if not the most. I guess we'll see if Melto is going to stay super serious or not. Probably just going to have to give them more time to compare. I think an episode with the 2 of them could be interesting to see how they contrast, not just their similarities. But, you know, it's a solid hook to get you into the next episode where we're going to get our full 5-team mecha, which I'm really glad exists, even if it looks a little silly. It's got the Mirror Needle chest, we'll just call that, but you know, it's got a sword and a shield. It is more agile than I was expecting just from those previews and the toy, but glad they're gonna try and keep the mobility a thing. But yeah, this episode was, I think, a solid continuation of what's been going on. I think Green and Black's arc has been good in that their differences are still apparent and they're slowly going away. So we have a feeling that they're a team without them officially being a team. And again, that looks like next episode we'll have our full 5-person roll call and transformation and all that. But it's a good balance of making it last without dragging it out. I think that was a fear of mine, and they're making that work very well. But yeah, that is really all I have for this episode. It was a solid, good time. There was a dog. I don't think anyone can complain about that. And I'm excited to see what happens next. I do think after next episode, they're gonna have to throw a wrench into things and either give us a new villain or a new subplot or objective. I think we know Dime Volcano is coming soon, so that might be what it is. And I just hope it feels dynamic and interesting and not just the team is together, go get a new toy kind of thing. But I'm excited. I'm hopeful. I am enjoying the show so far. And with most Sentai and Toku shows in general, I am enjoying a show up to this point, but I have a good feeling so far, and I hope that things only get better, which, is very likely. But with that, thank you all for listening again. I will be back for the next episode of Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Take it easy till then.